Okay, so nobody's getting the truth from the mainstream media, folks. It's well past time to open your eyes, your ears, and your mind. Do your own research because something isn't right here. And if you can't see that, you are not paying attention, folks.
It's the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations.
So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to zero. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to zero. Now that's back from high school algebra, but let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
The important message that we need Australians to get vaccinated as quickly as possible. In line with that, I do encourage all Australians to please go and book your vaccinations as soon as you can if you haven't already done so.
Emma, get away!
When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
Okay, we need to stand up against this tyranny, folks. Stop giving away your freedoms and liberties, because the more you give up, the more these people will take until you have absolutely nothing left. That's their agenda.
Well, good evening, folks, and hey, Franco, isn't their agenda just being ridiculously played out at the moment, eh? Yeah, we had a week off last week, guys. Just everyone had things to do, and yeah, we just thought we'd sit back. But again, welcome to What the Fuck Wednesday, and Frank, how you going? What the fuck?
Yeah, mate. Fucking hell, is heaps going on, eh?
No Facebook, no anything like that, guys. It's Rumble. BitChute, X, but yeah, it looks like we're gone. Anyway,
but we're still here, and we'll and everyone that's listening, share it out by all means,
Yeah, help us, guys. Yeah, because so everything's just rumbling now. And, yeah, that's it. Yeah. No, they're certainly starting to limit us, but anyway, it's yeah, a bit like I heard in the studio earlier. You can't have a roller shutter on your window, or you can't have a Facebook channel to tell the truth.
Well, talking about that, they're trying to unplug us, Dave, and all we really need to do, mate, is unplug them.
Yeah, unplug them. Yeah, they've got it.
Stop paying your rates. Stop paying your nonsense, right? Stop feeding the 1%ers who think they've got control over you, folks.
Yeah.
So
you're right there, mate. You're dead right. Yeah. Because it is getting absolutely, just. Well, I'm not going to say I could get myself into trouble, but yeah, as Caz was saying to us earlier, the young people are waking up, and how'd you put it, Caz? They're missing stage 1, 2, and 3. They're going all out on 4.
Like stage 1 is waking up, and then stage 2 is usually shock and just going, oh, well, what can I do about it? And then going to pressure. Stage 3 is, oh, well, maybe I might meet like-minded people. So you go then you start to get organised, and then you start to grow confidence. They're just missing the whole lot of the stages, and they're waking up and they're just angry. So we're in such a good position. Obviously we don't agree with like everything that they say, but just the fact that they're on board is awesome, because it's just going to take a little bit of steering,
Yeah,
and that goes also too with my prop. remember the snake that you see it. It's just a picture where the snake's chasing its tail, right? Well, think of this is the cable, and I've unplugged it. Well, if you're sick and tired of chasing your tail, right?
Yeah.
That's all we're doing, and all we got to do is unrelease ourselves from it. It's not that hard.
Good analogy. My word.
Yeah.
That's it. Look, we got heaps of stuff going on around the place. First of all, you got this one here, Angus Taylor, and he's calling for new elections.
That's right. Call an election. Let the Australian people decide whether or not they want to see these tax increases. I know they don't. And if you don't have the courage to call an election now, we will make the next election a referendum on these tax increases, Mr. Speaker, one way or another.
Well, that's really good because they're all sort of piling on at the moment, you know. So
that's the narrative.
Broadcast. It's panic everywhere, mate. You know, like One Nation's scaring the shit out of them.
Well, they're at 29 points, and even if you don't, well, actually, let's bring that in. Let's actually look at that. So you have this situation here. It's been covered by the noticer. So the High Court Justice Stephen Gageler will hand down his decision on the White Australia Party injunction tomorrow. That's already been ruled on. So that's already been decided on in the 1950s with regards to the Communist Party. My prediction is that he will overturn it and the government will basically be left without a leg to stand on. They will form a party, and this is basically so that they can divide the vote because there's so much momentum towards One Nation. And it doesn't matter whether you agree with One Nation or not, basically that'll divide the vote. They'll form a political party, divide the vote, and then you'll find, that's what I think is going on here.
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting situation. I mean, but we're seeing the demise of left and right. We're seeing the demise of the two major parties in terms of the Liberal and Labor. We know that they haven't got very much oxygen left. You know, they're grasping. They're really grasping. And even a lot of the Liberals jumping ship with One Nation, trying to get some sort of stranglehold right now.
Well, that's it.
The problem is, Frank, the puppets that are behind them are dangerous. They're dangerous, mate, because they're seeing what's happening.
I agree with 100%, Dave. And that's why people have to be really, really discerning. Think about it. You know, think more broadly about it.
Well, yeah.
All right, so, and you can see why people are angry because you've got Machete Melbourne.
Toilet in Tarneet, a machete to his throat. Moments earlier, it appeared the boy was made to fight. Before the other teens pulled out the blade.
So you got Machete Melbourne.
$7,000 pay rise yesterday? No, they were.
Whoops. And so you also have this situation where if you want to actually protect your home, they've banned the roller doors. You know, like they really do want us to be completely.
What does that say to you? What does that say to you when the council is actually banning your security?
Well, that's it. You know, and then of course on top of that you've got this situation here.
ये आपको आज लेकर चलते हैं ऑस्ट्रेलिया के मिनी इंडिया मास्डन पार्क में देश में निकला होगा चांद कहते हैं लोग इंडिया छोड़ देते हैं
What the fuck, Wednesday?
Well, that's it. Now, it's like regardless of whatever political divide you are on, what the government is doing is this is actually an act of treason, in my view. The reason why it's an act of treason is because they're creating balkanisation. If you go to certain suburbs, there it's packed with certain people. So they're importing all of these potential voters, and then these people are actually congregating. They're living with their own people. And balkanisation, for those of you that don't know, came about because of 1912, 1913 wars. What actually happened was the four Balkan countries got together and decided to fight the Ottomans. And then that was in 1912, and then threw them off, and then they started fighting each other because because they decided to fight each other over land grabs. So you had Serbia, Yugoslavia, Bulgaria, and one other country that I can't think of at the moment. So that's what actually happened. They started fighting each other. So the government is actually importing this thing, and to think that they actually don't know that this is going to be the result is just complete naivety. Anything I know, they know more and more.
Oh, look, it's divide and conquer. All it is, you know.
Exactly.
They know that they have different ways of their lifestyle and all the rest of it, you know. That's their handbook, divide and conquer, simple as that.
You see in London, the whole parliament is friggin' Muslim. The whole, or one of the, I just thought the other day, I couldn't believe it.
You know, it's a council borough, the whole lot of them.
Yeah.
So,
Unreal.
It is. It's just, it's just the death. The reason, the globalists have always had a problem with the white people, and from what Cliff High's research suggests is that they have a way of they're creative. That's the problem, and he's done mega amounts of research on why it is that they hate the white people. Okay, and it is a racist thing, even though you look at the globalists and you say, they're white. They don't see themselves as white. So you have this situation where they really hate the white people. But one of the really interesting things is that Carol quickly identified that the West should have been going into demise 2 or 3 times, and they haven't. They've always been able to innovate their way out of it. And
I was just going to say, Caz, but the 1%ers, right, you know, being the globalists, right, they're soulless anyway. You know, they are completely soulless. The only reason why they don't like us is because we do have the ability to create.
They know they're fucked up taking the path they took, Frank. At the end of the
100%.
day, they're gone.
Absolutely, Dave. They're finished.
Yeah.
You know, that's it. So you have that situation, and then what was I going to follow on with? What's going on in the UK? So you have the situation where that boy was stabbed, and I've actually had a look at that footage, and there's something very strange about it, but we won't cover it.
The one where the police handcuffed him, and
there's something very strange about it. But anyway, look, we're not going to go down there. We'll just report on what's actually come about from it. So you have these riots over here.
Sounds good.
Come on! Fucking heaven! Who's that guy in the suit?
Fucking fair play to him all.
He's come back.
And then, of course,
this is exactly what the globalists want. Exactly what they want.
Well,
Correct,
it is. It is and it isn't. You see, the thing is that Keir Starmer has been in a position where he should have stood down, but he actually said, I can't stand down because the government will collapse. And he's correct. So this situation, if he resigns, if there's enough pressure put on him and he resigns, well, it could end up being that the government does collapse. And that might not be a bad thing because the people are certainly sick of it. And you can see why. Somebody has actually put this one up.
Donald Burgess
that depends
was in a wheelchair holding a small cutlery knife when 2 officers entered his room.
Put it down! Taser, taser!
PC Stephen Smith emptied synthetic pepper spray into the pensioner's face, struck him with a baton, and his colleague, PC Rachel Komoto, tasered him.
In a nursing home, in a wheelchair, he's holding a butter knife.
That happened in Australia.
Similar to what happened in Australia.
Yep.
Mate, brilliant training when you can't even disarm a butter knife from a freaking 80-year-old fucking, invalid pensioner or whatever in a wheelchair. But hey, get the tasers out. Unbelievable, man. Should be ashamed of himself. Like, what did their mother fucking think of them? I'm serious, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Look, we have this footage compliment. So thank you, Darren Lovett. Shout out to you. This is from last night. Joanne Howe's rally in Sydney.
Well done, Dan.
This is the first pro-life bill to be introduced this term of Parliament. There has been no other pro-life bill, but we're not going to make that the norm. Business has changed. Every year in this state, we will introduce a bill until we protect all the babies. This is the first bill. This is the first bill. And this bill seeks to ban sex-selective abortion, the killing of a baby in the womb just on the basis of their gender. Now, we thought we would get universal support. We did not think that anybody could be opposed to this bill. In fact, when we polled New South Wales, we found that 51% of Greens voters support this bill. That's 51% of the most radical leftists in the country, and even they support this bill. So what that means is we're getting very close to passing this bill, but there's still a few votes in the way. So my message is you must email and call the National Party. After this rally in the coming weeks, if it doesn't go to a vote tomorrow, we have to pressure the Nats. We're going to have to letterbox their seats. But the next thing is next March there will be an election.
Do you know why I'm really excited?
Yeah, go ahead. No, I was just going to say
really-
she's very, very vocal and very, very passionate. She goes well.
She does. Well, what I'm really excited about with this is because, like, it doesn't matter if we overturn everything else in the government. If this still stands, we will not have God's blessing. It doesn't matter if we're murdering babies in the womb. So the fact that she had 20,000 people, the fact that she's got this one coming up in Adelaide on the 17th of June at Parliament House steps at 5:30. It's awesome because we need God in this.
Oh well, yeah, absolutely. You know, and any of those parliamentarians should hang their bloody heads up in shame who are going against this bill.
So while we're on that, God's in this, okay, this is his battle, but look in the mirror, guys, and just think about what would God think about you in this fight. Yeah, good way to look at it. What have you done for him? Will you hear the words, go away, I never knew you? I don't know. Just ask him.
What I find interesting at the moment is you've got a lot of stuff that's coming up, like with regards to the women. The women are staring up. You've got this one here, this Restore Women's Rights, Saturday, July the 4th, 12 noon sharp, rally at Parliament House steps, and that's to support Sal Grover. You also have a lot of influencers at the moment that are talking about the coming aliens, the 4 species that they've documented being on Earth and things like that. But the thing that I'm finding is really interesting is they're saying, oh, the church was not prepared, the church will freak out. Well, actually, the church, a lot of biblical scholars for years have talked about that in, what's the name of it? Genesis, but also in, what's the name of that prophet? I can't remember anyway. The book escapes me at the moment. Enoch 1 and 2. It talks about how they were basically DNA splicing. Yeah, they're DNA splicing, with the animals. Now, you've got these insectoids and these reptilians and all that sort of stuff. They're going to come here, and I've heard the influencers say this, the church is not ready because, we are a genetic experiment. No, actually, if you read the Bible says that they are the genetic experiment. We were created in the image of God.
Yep, absolutely right. Spot on there, Caz. Yep, the church has been our biggest major letdown, but that's the control mechanism as well.
Well, that's it. But it's the biblical scholars, a lot of the old-time biblical scholars, they know about this. So it's just that, again, they're facing censorship. So if it's obviously obviously it's reality. They're preparing the church for it. They're preparing people for it. But the thing is, now there's going to be this little twist. Oh, we're created by a genetic experiment. No, that is not.
I think that the church is not prepared for it, and the simple reason is that the church has been lied to.
Yeah.
All right, and taken on a false fucking line. So, are they prepared for what was going on in the days of Noah? Are they?
No.
Because that's what's coming.
The churches have been aligned with with Satan himself. I don't care what anyone says. Yeah. Their hands is as dirty as the rest of them. They've played their role. This is not, and by the way, this is not based on God or our faith. This is us questioning, the gatekeepers of our faith.
This is our church. This is church right here. Tell them the truth. Putting out factual information.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone once said to me, the deep state church. I thought, oh, that's interesting. So, all right, now you have this situation now. Carl Stefanovic, he has gone through the process of waking up, and so has Husey, and he has put on his own podcast, and he's interviewed this guy with regards to the billboards that have been going up.
Himself a $57,000 pay rise yesterday.
No, they work hard. The politicians work hard.
I have never, ever just felt so betrayed in my life. His salary was what, $550,000 last year or $600,000? Why did he need a $57,000 pay rise? So we're going to increase the taxes for everyone so I can get paid more? Why did he deserve it? I can tell you now, an individual that has never ran a business, an individual that has never had to have skin in the game, a lifelong politician should not be making decisions for small business owners and then paying himself extra on top of it. It is not fair to the everyday punter.
All right, let's go.
So, and he's doing a really good job with regards to that.
Come talk to Guru, Carl. Come on.
Yeah.
I'll give you a real interview, bro.
Yeah.
All right, but you've got so many newbies that are joining the fight, and I just love it at the moment. So you've got this girl.
The most broken country in the world right now, and you cannot convince me otherwise. Australia claims to care, but yet they are asking us to bend over left and right at every single opportunity. And you know what frustrates me the most? These most recent changes I'm seeing on social media everywhere. It's the rich. The rich should pay more tax. It's not the fucking rich. Do you know who it is? It's your local coffee shop. It's your hairdresser. It's your mechanic. It's your tradie. It's every single small business owner. See, the reason why small business owners run under a family trust is because when two parties, mum and dad, go to work and they earn combined income of $200,000, they pay significantly less tax than the one person that goes out to work and earns $200,000. So all that's happening in a family trust structure with mum and dad running that business is that dad or mum can go and do the work, the other party can stay at home, raise the family, and they can share the income between the two of them, rather than being forced into the workforce. And ultimately, isn't that what we want for our country? We keep screaming that families should be able to stay at home with their children. We scream for fucking welfare to be able to help families have a parent stay home with their children. And yet we are celebrating, some of you are freaking celebrating the fact that the only way a lot of these families are able to do that has just been stripped away from them.
All right, so very...
Yeah, but hey, we actually have a trust. It's called the SSJQ.
Yeah.
And it was there. It was stolen.
Yeah.
It needs to be handed back.
Mm-hmm. A lot needs to be handed back, Dave.
And you've actually got Sky News, and they're even basically talking about the taxes as well.
It's tradies who started with a ute and a mobile phone who are going to pay 47% tax on their capital gains. In New Zealand, 0%. In Singapore, 0%. Even if you go to communist countries like communist China, it's 20%. Communist Russia, 11 to 23%. We're going to lose businesses, lose people, lose ideas, and I worry this will destroy the Australian economy.
Authorised by Simon Kennedy, Liberal Party.
Australian economy is already destroyed, bro.
0%, Dave. 0%.
Yeah. Oh, mate, I tell you, these people are blind.
Well, they are, but a lot of people are speaking out about it. You've also got the situation about this guy with the ATO coming after him.
Oh, yeah.
Little fucking message for absolutely everybody coming up in Australia, especially Victoria. I've had a company, paid my taxes, fucking blah, blah, blah. They killed my company over COVID. And then the money that I had in my savings, in like my safe at home, I put into the bank. Now, the tax department has said, I have undeclared income. They want, I don't know, like 50, 60 grand of that to be taxed. And then they're penalising me another 80-something thousand for fucking not declaring it because it wasn't a fucking income in the first place. It was just, I did not know that you could not put your own cash back into the bank without the ATO coming after you. And I mean, they're not just coming after me, they're coming after the cash and fining me a fuckload of money for just using a bank. So, fuck mate, if you ever pull cash out of the bank, you cannot put it back in. Just be this is your lesson now. Because they're fucking coming down on me so fucking hard. And if I can't prove where the cash came from, so, and they sit there and state in their little letter that anybody who's tried loses. You can try to dispute in court, but you will lose because they've got these laws that they've made to say that they're right and you're fucking wrong. And if you can't prove where your cash come from, then they take it.
You should have went to the bull.
Well, at the end of that video clip, he actually says, "What the fuck, Australia? What a fucked up country." And that's it, right? You know, how is that? You know, like.
Well, he's right, but the thing is that we're in a good position because, you know, it might be a bit painful for a while, but we've got so many people speaking up that it can't be ignored, you know. You've got this person here speaking about, she's a newbie as well, talking about the capital gains tax.
I'm a young person at CIS. Yes, we exist. And I want to talk to you about Jim Chalmers' intergenerational equity budget that is supposed to give us young Australians a fair go by hiding $64 billion from us. Well, I too will hide this $64 billion figure within this packet of Tim Tams. Trust me, it's all connected. I'll explain at the end of the video. But first, let's talk about Australia's high tax future. Anthony Albanese and Jim Chalmers made these massive changes to negative gearing and the capital gains tax discount to level the playing field and make it easier for first home buyers. And because Albo's mum grew up in housing or something. Let me explain the logic. There is a theory held by many young people as to why we are locked out of the housing market. It goes something like this. Because of negative gearing, greedy landlords hoard houses and so the rest of us can't afford them. So naturally, Albo and Chalmers have taken negative gearing away, but not from greedy landlords that own half your suburb, but from you. You, who are dying to get into the market, cannot negatively gear your property unless you buy a brand new one. Good luck with that. Existing greedy landlords can still use negative gearing on all their properties. So even if the completely flawed landlord housing hoarder theory is correct, Albo just made them a protected species. But hold on, Imi, that's not the full story. The property hoarders were actually hit by the capital gains tax discount change, so they aren't better off. That's true, but you're not better off either. The whole point of these changes was to level the playing field. Landlords will pay more tax when they sell their assets, any of their assets, not just their houses, just like you. But let's go back to our theory that greedy landlords hoard property and ask a simple question. Will there be more properties on the market if the government makes it more expensive to sell properties? No. Landlords will not suddenly sell their properties to young Australians when the margins are worse, especially if they have negative gearing cheat codes and you don't. So not only are they protected species, they also have no incentive to sell their permanently negatively geared properties to us young Australians. I tell you, doesn't seem like an even playing field to me so far. But listen, it's not just about housing. The capital gains tax changes means that every investment in Australia is now more expensive. So why invest in Australia? As Robert Carling pointed out, well before the budget in this paper, linked below, increasing capital gains tax reduces investment, slows economic growth, lowers productivity, discourages risk-taking, reduces funding for new businesses, and reduces government revenue by shrinking taxable investment activity. Besides, if Channel 10 comedians are unhappy, you know it's a bad budget. So what would a good policy look like that could level the playing field, especially when it comes to housing? Well, it wouldn't be a government pretending to bust up some sort of housing cartel. But it would entail the government getting out of the way. There are many reasons as to why housing is so expensive in Australia. But I'm going to let you in on a little secret that our research has revealed that your friends aren't talking about. Zoning restrictions can account for roughly 30 to 40% of a property's value. So for $1 million shoebox in Sydney, you could be paying roughly $400,000 more because of zoning regulation. So maybe we could start with zoning to make housing more affordable. Before we finish, I started this video by claiming that the government is hiding $64 billion from us. This figure is the headline cash deficit and is far above the underlying number they love to quote. One way the government hides spending is through off-budget measures. For example, $45 million was hidden from this budget when the government invested in Tim Tams. I told you it was all connected.
Well done, Dad. You put a lot of effort into that, but yeah, very valid points.
I know.
It's really good.
Look, we've got them everywhere at the moment. You've got this situation now. This is an American, but an Australian has picked it up and he's gone live.
Largely been flying under the radar, but now one of the world's biggest could be coming to Sydney. A Western Sydney site the size of 52 rugby fields has been earmarked for a US-owned 1 gigawatt data center. It would make existing ones look tiny. Powering this new one would require 2.8 million solar panels, or almost half the output from Victoria's largest coal power plant. The water needed to cool it could be the equivalent usage of 80,000 households, and its planned diesel backup generators will likely cause noxious air pollution. Mega data centers in the US have caused serious problems for local communities, with electricity prices rising as much as 267% surrounding them. Besides the environmental and community concerns, there are signs that AI hype is slowing down.
All right, so there's this Australian guy here has picked up on it.
Aaron, did you hear that figure? 267%, guys.
The other thing that freaked me out at this Tech Pro Startup Conference was data centers. And in Australia, we are not immune whatsoever to having data centers strung up all over the place. There's already 250 in Australia already. And each one of these data centers needs 5 to 10 megawatts of energy. And that's the same as about 10,000 households. And we've already got 250 worth of 10,000 households worth of data centers already. And there's gonna be a lot more. So we're gonna need to literally upgrade our power grids to be able to feed the energy into these data centers. And it's even more crazy and scary when you think about the water usage and how Australia is already such a dry climate. And we've got this mega El Nino that's incoming in late 2026 and will be bringing some of the driest, hottest weather we have ever experienced in our whole history. And not to mention that these data centers are obviously foreign owned, or they're, benefiting the billionaire.
Yeah, that's at Lake Monora. They've got one of those battery centers as well. And each one of those batteries is almost the size of a freight, Dave. That's in terms of their size capacity, right? But they don't, mate, it's only short term. And it was actually funded, wait for it, by BlackRock. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get the ball rolling. We've got plenty of money, and then we'll pull the carpet out from under their feet.
Yep.
Well, that's it.
And our government allowed it all to happen.
They're engineering it all. They're engineering it all. All right, look, the last one on our Aussie one is the ISIS Pride. So you got another newbie standing up.
Pizza, everyone. Yeah. The government gave women who married into a terrorist organization a pizza party. Allegedly. What happened to, we're not helping them. We're staying out of this. If they come back, but we're not assisting them. Let's make a list. All right, they gave them passports. You know how expensive passports are? It's like the most expensive passport in the world is the Australian passport. Well, they get it for free. They also get consular assistance. They get health assessments. When do you get a health assessment? When you return from a holiday or a trip, especially if you're supposed to be arrested by the government when you land. No one. You have to go to your GP and pay the doctor because we don't have bulk billing anymore in this country. If you're a normal person, but if you're linked to a terrorist organization, then you get a free health check. Mental health support. Everyone else has to pay for a psychologist or a psychiatrist. You know how expensive they are? No. ISIS brides, they get them for free. Welfare and reintegration services. I guess that means, welfare, they're going straight on the dole. Reintegration services, it means that de-radicalization, which is going to cost us a whole lot. Why would you even let someone who is radicalized and needs to be de-radicalized back into this country?
We'll leave it there.
Yep. And plenty more reasons besides them.
We told you so.
That's it. All right, so on international news, first of all, let's have a look at what's going on in the UK. So you, of course, have the whole situation that kicked off with Henry Nowak and his death. However, what's interesting about that is Elon has weighed in onto it. And so what's happened here is Elon endorses Restore Britain's leader Rupert Lowe's proposal to execute Henry Nowak's killer, Vikram Digwa, and to criminally charge the officers who allowed his murder, plus deporting the killer's family. Elon has actually weighed in and said it is this or death, and 100%. So very interesting. The tide is certainly turning with regards to that. There's also
There's a
been
distraction out there as well, but anyway, yeah.
well, there is that, but it is relevant because when you've got people coming in who are not assimilated, these kinds of situations happen. They knew it was going to happen. They're meant to behave badly so that the government can legislate against us. We're the problem, not them. They'll go along with anything. You know, they'll go along with the digital ID. They'll go along with all these kinds of things. We won't. That's the problem. You've also got this situation. Paul Schmidt, 37, was fatally stabbed outside downtown Starbucks in Canada after Inderdeep Singh Gosal, he was an Indian Sikh, was asked not to vape near his toddler daughter. So, whoops, hang on a minute. I haven't got the right one there. Where are we going here? There, with that one. And of course, just to balance things, you can actually see why we've covered before how the third world weren't allowed to develop, and so they are not very nice countries. And you have a look at this one. This is a Indian girl, and she's actually still living in India, and she's posted this video of an American village, and she says, this is just a normal village in the US, but this is a dream for many Indians, including me. 20 AQI, fresh air, pure drinking water, civilized society, educated people with civic sense, no caste, no communal rights, no gut for spitting, and no exam paper leaks, and so on. So it's really sad because you have this situation where it is a clash of cultures, and it was always meant to be clash of cultures, clash of age, clash of everything.
But it's their divide, though, too, Cass. I mean, you know, all that cultural thing, all the flags, all the countries, it's divide and conquer. They've created it. You know, if we're a human species, I mean, you know, regardless of the color of our skin, don't get me wrong, culturally, you know, they've had massive, and they've done it again. It's all to create us be arguing with one another about, you know, all those elements. You know what I mean? Fact is, they're people, you know.
Yeah, that's right. They are. And it's, you know, it's really sad. Now, other news from overseas is you have some pretty impressive stuff. This one's a shout out to somebody in Canada who put this up.
Whoever made the following absolute masterpiece of artwork, please DM me. We could use you on our team. If you've never worked in the oil field, it's okay. We are hiring even for beginners on my rig. So whoever you are, no, I'm not a cop. This is not a trap, but this is absolute mastery. That is top.
Go on it.
That's
I
good.
know. It's amazing. So now also we've heard a lot of stuff about Ebola it being in the Congo, and then you have somebody who is in the Democratic Republic of Congo saying this.
Ebola in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. So help me to share this video. Currently, I am in the Democratic Republic of the Congo for a couple months, okay? And there is no Ebola here. Everyone is living their best life. No one is panicking. The only place there is Ebola is on social media, on the international media, okay? So think about it.
Beautiful. That's right.
Nah, yeah, it's all bullshit, man. They're just like, you know, it's just unreal.
And look at that woman's skin. She's not you know, her food and supply and everything else.
Yeah, it looks beautiful, mate. Yeah,
absolutely. You know what I mean? Yeah, very healthy.
That's it. You also have this situation where are we? Oh, we're running out of time. All right, so you have Christians that are in Iran standing up. you also have I had to play this one because it's awesome. This is about a trans man who underwent a radical transformation with Jesus Christ.
Only God could do this.
He had me, but Jesus said you were mine. The enemy thought he had me, but Jesus said you are mine.
Actually found his balls, eh?
It's just I love stories like that. I just love.
And they were never too far away, Dave.
I love those kinds of things. All right. As a matter of fact, we're being taken out by Aussie Pride and the song "Spare Pricks." So, maybe, Frank, have you like to have some final words? And Dave, if you could wrap up and close the show.
Yeah. Look, it's not hard, Australia. Just unplug yourself from it. You know what I mean? Like, stand up. It's time. Say no. We don't need it. That's it. And thanks to everyone that's actually contributed to, bring this this down. You know, everyone that Caz has actually put on the show this evening, and all these young people that are fighting fit and doing the things that they're doing. Just keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. And that's it. Dave.
Yeah, thanks to the, well, as far as I can see, 81 viewers on the screen, guys. So if you can, do us a favour, share it out, and we will definitely be doing every Wednesday night, so you can at least have one night of,
Just not on Facebook.
yeah, some sort of what the fuck Wednesday to know what's going on, but Facebook's on, guys. So it's Rumble, BitChute, X, and YouTube. All right, thanks, people. We'll talk to you again very soon.
Good night.
Since Albo, most Aussies don't have a brass razoo. Wong is a bad penny. Both are spare pricks at a wedding. Fake news asked them, "Where are you guys going?" Then you heard the crowd in the background yelling, "Going out of their minds!" Fake news knows they can't fool Aussies no more. Not only our government talks a lot of crap, fake news medical beaks, celebs, and some of our so-called influencers. Oops, nearly forgot our so-called science. In case you don't realize, chemtrails are real. All of the above are corpses, in other words, lie a lot. If assholes could fly, our whole country would be an airport.